All right, we got Pete Prisco here from CBS here outside of the Land O'Lakes Field. You, BMAC, CBS, you guys have a whole setup at TCO Stadium. What brings you guys out here?
Well, I love coming here. This is one of my favorite stops on my camp tour. I've been doing it, since they built this place, other than last year, and it's just it's an easy team to deal with. I think they're very accommodating, and it's a good football team. So why not? Very
good football team. A lot of acquisitions this offseason on the defensive side of the ball. Your thoughts on just this Vikings roster right now?
I love what they've done on defense. And last year was terrible on defense. I mean, That's not a Mike Zimmer defense. We saw that. They struggled. They only had 23 sacks after having 61 the year before. You get Hunter back, which I think is enormous for them as a team. But you get the two big bodies on the inside. I mean, you get Michael Pierce back after opting out last year, and you get Dalvin Tomlinson, two power players in the middle. Mm-hmm. If you stop the run, it makes it easier to rush the passer. So I think up front they're going to be much better.
Yeah, and that's all you can ask for, right? Especially coming off a year of last year. But when you say, this Zimmer Vikings team has been all about defense, that's been an identity of this Vikings team since 2014. Now that the offense is, top 5 offense from last year, would you say the offense is still the identity of this Vikings team right now?
I don't think that's the identity that Mike Zimmer wants it to have. I think Mike Zimmer wants it to have a defensive identity. He would never admit that, but I think that's ideally what he would want. Look, Kirk Cousins had a good year last year. He threw 35 touchdown passes. 25 of them came when they were behind.
Right.
And they were behind a lot because the defense was really bad for Mike Zimmer led defense. So I think as the defense gets better, I think that ideally he'd love to play great defense, run Dalvin Cook, take your shots in the passing game, but they don't want to throw it around as much as they did a year ago.
That's very true, but if they have to, they will. But Dalvin Cook, we know it runs through him, and a guy that has to open up holes for Dalvin Cook is a guy that you said is the best left tackle in the 2021 draft, Christian Darrisaw.
I really, in studying him, I was impressed with him coming out, and I think he has to, he's missed time here, but he has to be on the field. I think he has the potential to be a dominant left tackle. It was a great draft pick for them. They need to get better up front. They were really good in the run game last year, but they need to protect the quarterback better, and I think getting Christian Darrisaw will do that.
When he's 100%, what do you think that ramp-up period looks like? Because, like you said, I mean, that is a guy that is going to play a lot of ball here in the purple.
What he will do is he will give them stability at that position.
Okay.
And once you have stability at that position, I think it really makes the rest of the group better. Look, we know everybody says, the right tackle is now as valuable as the left tackle in this league. I don't quite buy that just yet. I think the left tackle is still the premium position on the offensive line. So if you stabilize that, the rest of the guys will fall in line.
So we talked about offensive line, defensive line. We got Michael Pierce, like you said, Dalvin Tomlinson, Danielle Hunter. The opposite defensive end position. How do you see things shaking up there?
Well, I think DJ Wanham will be in the mix. I think they like him a lot. I think he's going to be probably the guy who puts his hand on the ground first. I think Weatherly getting him back is another guy who can rush the passer. If you have Hunter on one side, then I think that puts the focus of the offensive line to that side, and that guy should see a lot of one-on-ones. That should amp up the pass rush.
Like Danielle Hunter, you got 6 guys on this Minnesota Vikings team on your top NFL 100 list. Any of those guys you expect to make another step in their career this year?
Jefferson, wide receiver.
He's 49, right? Top 50.
He's going to be the number 1 wide receiver in the league by the end of this year. And I really believe he has the tools to do so. I think Keenan McCardell's I've known Keenan for years. I think he's a great wide receiver coach. He will make him a significantly better route runner, which is saying something because he's already pretty good at it. I think he's going to be the best wide receiver in the league by the end of the year.
Lastly, we know the team in green is the team to beat here, but what do the Vikings have to do to beat that team in green and win an NFC North this season?
Knock number 12 down a lot. Okay. And that's hard to do. I mean, he's a great quarterback, and this is a quarterback league, and that's why they're the team to beat in the division, and I think that stays the same right now. I think the Vikings will be a playoff team. I think they will push the Packers, but I think the Packers are the team to beat in the division.
Well, we'll see it. Pete Prisco from CBS, thank you for joining me today. I'm Gabe Henderson. We're out here at Land O'Lakes Field. Vikings fans, we'll see you soon.